He couldn't breathe. The silence that followed was louder than any courtroom gasp. They met in the city park. No cameras, no headlines, just two people, two strangers, bound by blood, separated by decisions. She brought the letter. Let him read it with his own eyes. He read it slowly, twice, then stared into nothing. "I've been cruel to you," he said finally. "You didn't know," she replied. "I should have," he whispered. They sat in silence for minutes that felt like lifetimes. Then she said, "You wanted to judge me. But the truth is, part of me is what you've always been running from." And just as they began to process what this all meant, a third figure appeared. An old man, thin, pale, unsteady, Stephen Donnelly. He had come to face them both. But what he said next would ignite a storm that would shake both families and threaten to tear apart what little peace they had built. Seemed the truth is finally out, but the consequences have only just begun. What would you do if you found out your worst enemy was your sibling? Comment your thoughts. Stephen Donnelly came slowly, one step at a time. The man whose name once opened doors, now just a man chasing the shadows of choices made decades ago. He stood before them, eyes dimmed with age, knees weakened by time, yet carrying a weight heavier than years' regret. The air between them wasn't just thick. It was loaded. With questions, with hurt, with blood. He looked at the woman he had never fathered, never held, never claimed, and then at the man who bore his name, who had carried his entitlement like armor, unaware of the full story behind the blood in his veins. And then with a voice cracked by memory, he said, "I failed both of you." No one responded. Because sometimes silence is the most honest reaction. He sat on the bench beside them, eyes facing the lake, hands folded, trembling, and he told them everything. He told them how, as a young man, he'd loved a black woman, a brilliant, fierce, stunning law student, but he'd also feared what the world would think, feared what his own family would do, feared what his white in-laws would say when they learned he had fathered a black child before marrying into wealth. So he ran, signed papers, buried the truth, and built a new life, a safer one, a whiter one. But no matter how far he ran, the shame followed. He confessed to watching her grow from a distance, to seeing her win debate tournaments, graduate from law school, clerk under the very judge he once studied beside. He confessed to watching Mark rise too, spoiled, shielded, clueless to the cost others paid to get where he was, born into. And he confessed that when the story of the suit incident